I've been for a walk on a winter's day, on a winter's day. I'd be safe and warm, be safe and warm if I was in LA, if I was in LA. California, California, dreaming on such a winter's day. Ah, I'm not California dreaming. I am living the dream. Hello, good morning, and welcome to Morning Coffee with Sandy.
That was good. You sang both parts, the melody and the harmony.
I do that all the time because I can never remember which direction to go. So I just do the whole thing for you because that's why I'm here. I'm here for you.
When that song was out, you were in LA. Huh?
That's right. I was in LA. I'm not in LA, but you know what? For those of you who are across the world, ooh, do you see that one little hair up there? That was fun. For those of you who are across the world from me, I'm in LA as far as you're concerned. I mean, where do you live? I live in Palm Desert, Palm Springs, Bermuda Dunes. Those don't mean anything to anybody. So when when people say where are you from, and I'm in a foreign country, I say California, Southern California, or I say I'm from LA. It's close enough. I'm a couple hours away. Mamas and papas, why them this morning? Well, it's very simple. It's because, what's his name? I forgot his name. Um, Wait, it's a birthday. It's a birthday, and it is, I'll get to it. It's somebody's birthday today. It was John Phillips. That's who it was. It was John Phillips from the Mamas and Papas. Today is either the day he was born or the day he died. But whatever it was, it brought up Mamas and Papas for me. I shared it with Indy, and Indy's sharing it with all of us. Yeah, it's a great way to start the day. I don't know about you, but I thought the Mamas and Papas were like amazing. Amazing. They didn't do a song I didn't like. Their harmonies were They were amazing. Did I say amazing enough already to start the day? I think so. It is Bacon Day, my friends.
Oh, boy.
Bacon Day. I mean, come on. When I talk to my grandson, what bless you. One of the things we say is, I love you more than bacon. Because that's a lot.
Nuh-uh.
I love you big as the sky, more than bacon, and all the way to Canada. That's what I say.
No, it's not.
What do I say?
Turkey bacon.
Oh, I say turkey bacon because I used to be like the biggest turkey bacon fan on the planet. Why? Because I fully believed, and I'm not sure I don't anymore. Good morning, Ginny. That turkey bacon was healthier than regular bacon.
Not for turkeys.
Did you hear that? Indy said not for turkeys. So I'm not really sure if it is anymore. I do know this. It's only like, 4 calories less per slice. And there is something about porky pig bacon. Ooh, number, number, number. So let's talk about bacon because I got some little known facts about bacon for you here. I did them for you right there. First of all, bacon is like one of the oldest foods around. Turns out that what would 3,000 years ago be? I don't know. About 3,000 years ago.
God, if it was 1,000 years BC.
Yeah, I mean, at least the Chinese were already cooking salted pork bellies 3,000 years ago. I guess that's why you can still, buy and sell and make money with pork bellies. I don't know. The first bacon factory opened in 1770. Well, it was one of those foods, first of all, especially if you salted it, salted pork would last like through the winter, like when you needed food. So it was a good thing to have around. Oh, this was cool. You know the phrase bring home the bacon? You think about that as bringing home money, right? And supporting the family, bringing home the food. That is not how the phrase started. Apparently, back in the 12th century, the church would actually award a side of bacon, which parenthetically was called a flitch of bacon. They would award a side of bacon to any married man who would swear before God that he and his wife had not argued in a year and a day. And therefore, men who brought home the bacon, parenthetically, no, in quotes, were looked upon as good husbands and good citizens. And apparently, later it became good providers as well. Okay, this is my little known fact of the day because this one blew me away. In World War One, World War Two, World War One. Wait, no, in World War Two. I guess that's what made it even more amazing that this was still happening. In World War Two, the government urged citizens to donate their excess bacon fat to the army. Yeah, like, you have the fat at the end of cooking bacon. What do you do with it? You try and figure out a safe way to get rid of it. Yeah, well, they, in World War II, would donate it to the army. In fact, there was even a committee that was created just for this purpose. This is really true. It was called the American Fat Salvage Committee. And the fat was used to make glycine, something like that. Glycerin, maybe?
Oh,
Yeah,
for nitroglycerin.
Glycerin. Yeah, glycerin.
They blow
And it
stuff
was
up.
used to make bombs.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, like
Bacon bombs.
bacon bombs. Ba-bam! Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. Ba-bam! Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. Yeah. The average American, that would be maybe you, eats an average of 18 pounds of bacon a year.
A year?
A year. I can believe that. I think Indy probably eats like 40 pounds of bacon a year.
No, let's see, a pound a week.
A pound a week would be 52 pounds.
Yeah, and how many did you say?
I said 18 is the average.
Oh, okay.
I think Indy's up there at 40.
Okay. Well, I'll try to pick it up.
Try and kick it up to 52 pounds a year. Okay, but more little known bacon facts. Get this. There is actually a church with 13,000 members that is the United Church of Bacon. They have 9 bacon commandments. I don't know where that came from. It's in Las Vegas, Nevada. If you're interested, the Church of Bacon, check it out. They have a website and everything. And there is also a camp in Ann Arbor, Michigan called Camp Bacon. And it's really, truly all about bacon. I mean, like bacon, everything at camp. And oh my God, the bacon trivia goes on and on. But do you know that there's a guy who actually was commissioned to do a bacon sculpture of Kevin Bacon? And he did it using, wait a minute, I wrote it down. 7 bottles of bacon bits, glue, and 5 coats of lacquer. And he did a sculpture of Kevin Bacon's head. Yeah, with bacon. Truly.
Well, if he used bacon bits, he should have just done a bit of Kevin Bacon's head.
Ba-dum-bum. Wait, where's my bell? Where's my bell?
Done Kevin Bacon's bits. I don't know.
I love Kevin Bacon to bits. All right. And okay, psychologically speaking, I'm sorry, Dr. Amos, is this true?
No, it's true. Yes.
It says that if you find yourself uncontrollably drawn to bacon, there may be a very good reason for that. It's because you may actually have a bacon addiction, that there are certain sweet foods. Now, it's not just sweet. Wait a minute. Certain fattening foods are as addictive, it says, as heroin and cocaine. And among the foods listed, you guessed it, bacon. Is that possible?
No, that's just psychiatric name calling. What you really have is a lot of people with a bacon deficiency.
Ah, so it is not psychological, it's physical.
That's it.
That's it. Got it. Okay.
More compassionate
Whew.
understanding of it.
All right. And then finally, in the bacon trivia department, there's a guy named Matt Story or Stoney or something like that, who competed in a bacon eating contest, and he managed to eat 182 slices of bacon in 5 minutes. That might even be a little too much bacon for me.
I could do it.
But I could not. You think you could really?
Well, if you made the slices small enough.
Oh, no, that's not fair.
Oh.
Full-size slices.
Oh.
All right, now comes the most important part of the bacon discussion. You at home can enter into this conversation now.
Crispy or meaty?
Crispy or Rubbery and chewy.
Let's
I
say
mean,
meaty.
wait, let me say it a different way. Thank you, Indy. Crispy or meaty? I'm a crispy. In fact, when I order bacon, I say it like this. Hi, I'd like bacon and I'd like that crispy. So crispy that it breaks. It doesn't bend. Because if it bends, I won't eat it. Okay? So crispy. Okay, Ginny's with me. Somehow, Ginny, I knew we were going to be on the same train. I knew that. And by the way, Ginny, you weren't here the other day. I don't think, I don't remember seeing your name when we celebrated Mother Teresa's birthday. And it turns out that that babe was only 5 feet tall. You go, Ginny. We got this. Little people are going to take over the world, right? Yeah. Okay. On from bacon, it's eat outside day. So I would recommend that you crisp up your bacon and take it outside to eat. It's matchmaker day. Matchmaker, matchmaker, make me a match. Find me a find. Catch me a catch. Matchmaker day. I think these days they just call it the internet, don't they? Yeah, I think so. Mm. I'd love to find out how many people met on the internet and are still together years later. Oh, that's right. That's how Indy and I met. We met on the internet. I was on this site that I don't remember the name of it. I just refer to it as um Old Farts. I was on the Old Farts dating network, and I said I wanted to meet someone within 5 miles of my door. Because I wanted somebody that I could go to the movies with and go out to eat with, and I wanted, like, somebody who was gonna be right there, and I won. Well, Indy won. I mean, because I am queen of everything. That's what my mug says. Queen of everything. It says no one can say no to a queen.
Matchmaker, matchmaker,
Make
I'll
me
bring
a
the veil.
match.
You bring the groom, slender
Slender and pale.
bring
Matchmaker, matchmaker, matchmaker. Okay, this is important. It is National Trail Mix Day. I am about to give you the recipe that I use for my infamous nut mix. It's not really a trail mix because trail mix, I think, has more sweet stuff in it to kind of keep your energy up. It cracks me up that when I make my nut mix, invariably people say, "Oh, where did you buy this? It's so good." Please. It's nuts. It's like asking me what's my recipe for boiled water. I put in fairly equal amounts of walnuts, almonds, walnuts, almonds, pecans. If you just have walnuts, almonds, and pecans, you're already ahead of the game. I add a small amount of chocolate chips, an equal amount of dried wild blueberries, and then for fun, I will either throw in oh, and by the way, they're all raw, no salted, no, they're all roasted, not salted, okay? And then I throw in a small amount, usually of cashews, maybe a few macadamia nuts, but those are the special ones that are into the mix, just for fun. But that way you've got some fruit, you've got nuts, you've got chocolate. Bless you, bless you. See, he's thinking about my nut mix, and he
what I was
can't
thinking
eat.
about was the
What?
chocolate chips.
You didn't know I put chocolate chips into my nut mix?
Would you like a Hershey bar today?
No.
Same
I
thing.
know it's the same thing. See, isn't that funny? I can eat that little teeny tiny chocolate chip, but I can't eat the big chocolate kiss. I know I'm eating a chocolate kiss baby.
I was thinking more like the Hershey Special Dark, because chocolate chips are actually usually semi-sweet chocolate.
Yeah,
And
maybe
so-
that's why, because they're semi-sweet and they're not yeah, I don't know. All I know
It's
is
a dark chocolate ball.
I can't eat a lot of them, but it's like eating a chocolate chip cookie. I mean, I can eat a chocolate chip cookie, but I would not eat a chocolate kiss or a chocolate bar or
I'm going to get you a dark chocolate Hershey bar and cut it up into chip-sized bites. And then
It's
what?
probably not going to happen. It has to be hidden
It'd
in
be a
something
dilemma.
else.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it has to be hidden in something else. It's like taking a pill. If you don't want to take a pill and you wrap it in something that tastes good, suddenly you can eat a pill.
It's like kale. You want to put in a salad, you got to have something to kill the taste.
Uh-oh, you said bless you, Indy. And because Indy sneezed, you heard him sneeze. That was a bless you from Ginny.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Ginny. He says thank you.
I'll try to do some.
Okay, dark chocolate. Yeah, see, I know it's healthy for you. I know that. And it's great with wine, right? So when I have my glass of Pinot, I could have a little piece of chocolate, maybe. I don't know. I'm just not a fan. However, I come from a woman who loves chocolate. When my brother came out to visit my mother last week, he brought her a great big chocolate bar that's like broken up into little chunks. So when I was there yesterday, and oh my gosh, she was so cute yesterday. I brought her 5 new outfits. She was like a little kid. Oh, that's so pretty. Oh, that's so pretty. Oh, that's so. She was in such a good mood yesterday. So since she was in such a good mood, I said, "Hey, I see you have a chocolate bar here. Would you like a piece?" And she said yes. So I broke off a piece and I gave it to my 98-year-old demented mother, who looked at me just smiling so big. Oh,
Well, imagine your
oh,
first
this
taste
is
of chocolate.
delicious. That's right. With dementia, it may have tasted like the first time she ever had chocolate. I don't know, but she was really in a good mood yesterday.
And it's
Really
a world
happy.
of discovery.
Yep. Maria Montessori's birthday today. What an educator she was. Back in 1870, she was born. When I started Tuvia Preschool, which is 50 years old this year, when I started that preschool, one of the models that I used, remember I told you that I took models of every preschool I thought was wonderful, and I took the things I liked the best out of it and brought it into the model that I created for Tuvia Preschool, which must be a good model because 50 years later, they're still going strong.
Orpington and Orff. Well, Orff was one, right?
Orff Schulwerk. At S-H-E Schulwerk. Shwerlerk. Anyway, Orff Music. It was Orff and Schulwerk together working on this musical thing. My uncle Jack, who is no longer alive, he was the musician in the family. He brought Orff Schulwerk. He was a music teacher, and he brought it to America, and it like spread like wildfire.
Or
Yes. Or wildflowers. They spread too. Anyway, yeah, it was a great way of teaching music to children.
Wait, that was your uncle?
That was my uncle who brought it here. Yeah. And he gave me, he probably stole it from the school now that I think about it. He gave me a xylophone and a couple of other little instruments so I could
Like
learn
bells and
yeah.
yeah.
Lot of in this. Go look it up. It works.
Preschool. My daughter went to a preschool that had 3 of those kind of historic pedagogies. One was Montessori, another was Orff, and I can't think of the third one. I want to say Orpington, but that's a chicken.
Was it Summerhill or something like that?
No.
Were they free to do pretty much what they wanted to do?
No.
Well, I worked at a Montessori school when I was in college. I worked as an assistant because in order to actually teach at Montessori, you have to go through a lot. I mean, it's a big deal. But I worked when I was an education major at UCLA. I worked at the West LA Montessori, and it was filled with movie stars' kids. That's who could afford it, and that's who lived there. And I remember one day, I think I've shared my Shecky Greene story with you, which I will share with you another time, but just this part of it. This little teeny, what my mother would have called a pizzalach of a girl, little teeny tiny thing, maybe 3 years old, 4 years old, walks up to me and puts her hands on her hips and she says, I can't remember her first name now, but it was like, hello, I'm Elisa Greene. My daddy is Shecky Greene. I'm sure you've heard of him, star of stage, screen, and television. And she said it just like that. It was so, so adorable. And coincidentally, next time I was in Las Vegas, Shecky Greene was playing at the Riviera. So I used that to get to meet Shecky Greene and have the most amazing weekend. I'll tell you about that another time.
So that Hollywood preschool, they also taught method acting? Is that what
I think apparently they did, because that little girl, I wouldn't be surprised if she's some actress now. Is there some actress named Green? I mean, she's just, well, maybe she changed her name. So speaking of Las Vegas and famous people who played there, I saw Buddy Hackett live, also at the Riviera, actually, in Las Vegas. And it's his birthday too. Now that guy was one funny guy. Buddy Hackett. Wah, wah, wah. Anyway, Buddy Hackett was a little off color, but he was one of the Borscht Belt comedians, big chubby guy. I remember going to see him in Vegas with my husband, my favorite Auntie Lou. Hi, Auntie Lou. My uncle and my grandma Millie. And we had, I mean, seriously, we did not stop laughing the entire time Buddy Hackett was on. But what I really remember about that night was the dinner was my grandmother. I remember my grandmother from that night. Sorry, Buddy Hackett. This is just happens to be the night we went to see you. My grandmother had this habit of tasting her food. And if she didn't like it, she would go like this. Oh, this is just terrible. Taste it. Really? You think it's terrible, but I should taste it? I thought you loved me. Okay, so that was one thing she did. The other thing she did that cracked me up that I remember clearly her doing on this night was the dinner rolls were really good. And they gave us like a big basket of them for the table. And my grandma would take the rolls and put them in her purse to save them for later in case she got hungry. I don't know. Do you think that was like a depression kind of thing? You know, where you would take food from the table and save it for later?
I don't know. I do that.
Oh, you do?
Don't we? Leftovers, right?
No, but this was not leftovers. This wasn't leftovers. She would just take them and put them in her purse. My husband's grandmother did the same thing. Yeah. In fact, anytime she came over for dinner, I would secretly check her purse for silverware before she left because that babe would just like put everything in her purse.
No silverware, just dinner rolls, huh?
Mm. Once I was at my favorite restaurant and I loved to mess with them. I loved to mess with them. So I stole the silverware. Yeah. I asked for, now I'm trying to figure out how I did it because they knew I did it. I guess I made it really obvious. So I was taking the silverware and the salt and pepper and wiping them off with my napkin and filling my purse with all the silverware from the table. So when the waiter came back, who was my favorite waiter, I asked him for a to-go bag. I don't know where he got it. I'm sure he took it out of the trash. He brought me like a grocery sack that was all greasy and disgusting and set it down on the table. This was in a really fancy restaurant, kids. I mean, it was hilarious. So there I am stealing the silverware and he's giving me a greasy bag for my leftovers.
Why were you stealing the silverware?
Just to be funny.
Oh.
It was funny.
What's the statute of limitations on that?
I gave it back.
Oh.
Okay. I don't know what the statute of limitations is on little tiny knives and little tiny spoons, but I do have a thing about little tiny knives and little tiny spoons. So if you have a restaurant and you are missing your little tiny knives or little tiny spoons, you might want to come check my drawer. Yeah. And I'll apologize. But I'm not giving it back unless you know I took it and you can identify it. And that's final. Otherwise, I swear it wasn't me. I don't know where that came from.
Little tiny spoons came from that you eat ice cream with?
Yeah, most of them. Most of them are stolen because they're so cute. I admit it.
Yeah.
Okay. I never said I was perfect. I told you I'm on the spectrum. That's it. That's it. I am on the. Okay, let's move on. I don't want to talk about
That's
this.
just a tiny crime if they're really small spoons.
Tiny crime. Van Morrison's birthday.
Oh.
How about Tupelo honey, huh?
Oh,
First of all, how about Tupelo honey? I ate at a restaurant in Denver called Tupelo Honey just a couple weeks ago. It was delicious. And Van Morrison did the song. I remember I had I had some friends in Australia, and I was at their house, and their son Toby, who now Toby must be like 35, I don't know. But when Toby was like a little munchkin, he wouldn't go to sleep and he wouldn't do anything unless he could hear Van, Van, Van. He just loved Van Morrison. Is this Tupelo honey? What have we got here?
Well, it's a marvelous night for a mud dance with the stars of
Van Morrison.
Okay, this is like okay, that was mellow. I mean, I feel totally mellow now. Like, I think I want to take a little nap. Can I talk to you guys later? No, seriously, that was awesome. Yeah, Van Morrison. Princess Diana died today. Yeah, it was a horrible car accident in this tunnel, and she crashed and she died, and a lot of people miss her. Okay, but this is also a death day for in 1422, King Henry V. I'm Henry V, I am Henry V, I am. He dropped dead of dysentery. I'm sorry that he died, but what's so bizarre is his son then became King John VI, and his son was 9 months old when he became king.
She gave me
Wait, whose song is this? Is this Van Morrison?
Van Morrison song, yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is like my favorite song in the whole wide world to do with Indy. We do this as a duet. He plays and we sing it together. Oh, I didn't realize this was Van Morrison. Okay, everybody just take a deep breath and listen for a minute.
Take away my grief.
Take away my heartache.
Take away my heartache.
Like a little spoon thief.
Love, 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 crazy love. Give me love, 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 crazy love.
There was a time when I had this idea that I should learn all kinds of songs that mention crazy, since that's what I do.
Oh, really? He is crazy. But then so am I, which is probably why we're together.
My profession, I thought it'd be a good idea.
Oh, crazy love, because he's a psychologist.
So
now
all the
I get
songs
it.
about crazy, there's a lot of crazy songs.
A lot of crazy songs. Okay, we'll do one whole day on crazy songs, maybe. That would be fun, wouldn't it?
We'll do a set.
This is the day in 1994 that world champion chess player, what was his name?
Boris Kasparov.
Yes,
Yeah.
Boris.
Boy, how about
Boris
that?
Kasparov was beat by a computer.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he lost to a computer on
The
this
IBM
day.
1800 or something like that.
And I know this is a day you're celebrating because Gina Schock, it's her birthday too. She was born in 1959, 1957, something like that. I seriously can't imagine that anyone who did what she did was born so long ago. Because I think of the Go-Go's as being like my kids' age. But apparently, Gina Schock was the drummer on the Go-Go's. You know, We Got the Beat. It was her birthday today.
Oh, you snuck that one up on me.
It's okay. You don't have to do it. We got the beat. You don't have to play every song. But this I know you have, because in 1979, oh, you're going to have it anyway.
I had it all queued up. You're there.
Seriously, this girl could drum.
It was an all-girl group, right?
The Go-Go's were an all-girl group. In fact, this was like a family outing. We took the kids and we went to see the Go-Go's because they were so awesome. We got the beat. We got the beat. Come on, shake it, break it. Don't just have coffee. This could be your morning workout. Dance party. Yeah, this morning it's dance party. I can't like get up and jump, but I can sit in my chair and dance. Woo! What have we got here? Oh, you seriously wanted to be a drummer, Ginny? That's cool. But your son became a drummer.
Not too late.
It's not too late. Indy says you can still be a drummer. In fact, I think there might be an opening in Indy's band for another drummer. Come on down. I know that when people come over here, it's like people won't, we have like a million instruments here because Indy plays all these different instruments. People will come over and they won't attempt, like some of the harder instruments like guitar unless they already know it. But everybody will sit down and think they're a drummer. It's not that easy. I tried. I can't do it. Can you like rub what is it? Pat your head and rub your belly at the same time. I can't. Oh wait, I'm sort of doing it. Oh my gosh, look at that. I'm sort of doing it. Sorta. You have to be able to do stuff like that to be a drummer because you have to have so many things going on at once. Your feet are doing one thing and your hands
Kinda
are
like driving a car.
Yeah, no, it's harder than driving a car. I can drive a car. I can't play drums. I've tried. I can't do it.
Well, at least with the drums, you never get in a wreck.
All right, this is an important one for you to come up with, though. Because today in 1974,
Oh, I'm almost 7.
oh, you were going with 7? What was 1977? This is Elvis's last concert. That was 57. This is so interesting. This was from Elvis's last concert that he played out of the United States. That's not what's so interesting. What's interesting is the price of the tickets in 57 to go see Elvis Presley, who at the time was like the biggest, he was the king, right? $250, $350, $150, $250, and $350. And we're not talking hundreds. We're talking $1.50, $2.50, or $3.50.
What year are you talking?
1957.
Because his last concert, this is in fact the last song he ever sang publicly.
That was in the US, though.
1977.
Yeah, well, this was his last concert that he ever did out of the United States, apparently. That's what it says. 1957, Elvis's last concert out of the US. He was in Canada, and there were 26,000 fans, which is not very many, but was a lot for back then. And it was $1.50, $2.50, and $3.50. Bam. I wouldn't lie to you about this stuff. 1958, the following year, Ricky Nelson played his first concert. That was pretty cool. He had 44,000 people there. That was a record at the time, 44,000. He was paid $10,000. And guess who opened for Ricky Nelson at his first concert in Atlantic City at the Steel Pier?
The Beatles?
No, Henny Youngman. Seriously. Henny Youngman, the comedian, opened for Ricky Nelson.
You know what he played?
No, he didn't play this, did he? But that wasn't even his car. That wasn't even his song. He did things like, wait, stop the music. Stop the music. This was that girl. This was no. Ricky Nelson was like, I'm a traveling man, make a lot of stops all over the world, and in every report I owe my heart to at least one lovely girl. I mean, he was a traveling man.
Poor little fool.
Poor little
It's up
fool.
to you. It's late.
Yeah. I mean, come on, Ricky Nelson. Was he like, did you watch Ozzie and Harriet? Because I did. And I had a crush on Ricky Nelson. I mean, come on, who didn't? He died way too soon. This is Ricky Nelson. This right here. Oh, look at that face. Look at that face. Come on, seriously. Isn't he like so adorable? To at least one lovely girl. Now I can say I did a duet with Ricky Nelson. I'll talk about that next year, and then I'll surprise everyone. You saw him at the Palomino Club in North Hollywood? Oh, Ginny, he was so adorable. And then he had these gorgeous sons. Remember the Nelsons? The long blonde hair? Yeah. I don't know what happened to the Nelsons. I don't think they stayed musical, did they? Are they still even around? I don't know. What else? What else? What else?
That's later in his career.
Garden Party. I mean, he was awesome.
Much later version of him.
Oh, he's so handsome. Those lips. He had like these unusual lips. He was. I bet he's a really good kisser. Yeah. Wait, there's more music. 63. In 1963, the number one hit was by an all-girl group called the Angels. I never heard of them, but obviously they were very hot. And the song, I remember singing it all the time. My boyfriend's back and you're gonna be in trouble. Oh la, my boyfriend's back. Yeah. Do you remember that song? It was great. You don't have to look for it.
I had it, but it went away.
Oh, you had it?
Yeah, but it's gone.
My boyfriend's back. You're going to be humming that all day long now if you know that song. Yep, my boyfriend's back and you're going to be sorry. 1980, Stevie Ray Vaughn died. Great guitarist, Stevie Ray Vaughn. And I mentioned that because at his funeral, Jackson Browne, Bonnie Raitt, and Stevie Wonder. Let me say that again. Jackson Browne, Bonnie Raitt, and Stevie Wonder together sang Amazing Grace at his funeral. Whew. Boy, I never thought about, they say, well, when you die, what would you like your funeral to be like? I would never have thought of having something like that at my funeral, but
Whose funeral was
it's Stevie Ray Vaughn.
And what was played?
Amazing Grace was sung
Oh.
by a trio made up of Jackson Browne,
Oh, I see.
Stevie Wonder, and Bonnie Raitt.
Huh.
Can you even imagine what that would be like? I don't know. Do you think they even have that on?
Probably not.
Oh, I see. Go right for 1949. 1949, the year I was born, and the number one song was Hank Williams. Get ready, here it comes. I'm so lonesome I could cry. Yep, this was it. This was the number one song in 1949. And, by the way, it was written by him to be a song that you spoke, not a song that you sang. Interesting. Okay, we're moving on to the word art, folks, because it's all about channel surfing. Yeah. And the question is, if you're not happy with your life in the dramedy, that's a comedy drama, if you're not happy with your life and the dramedy it currently is, consider changing the channel. Yeah, you can do this. I know you can. And in the meantime, enjoy your day with a sip, a smile, and a whole lot of music. Have a great day, my friends. I love you. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.